You know how cats do that thing, where they just stop and stare at a completely blank wall? My cat does it all the time. She'll just be sitting there, her eyes locked on something I can't see, like she's watching a secret movie. It always made me think, what is she really looking at?
It's the big question for anyone who lives with a cat, right? Is it a ghost? Is she just being a weirdo? Well, I started looking into it, and what I found out is way cooler than ghosts. It turns out our cats are living in a totally different reality from us, right inside our own homes.
So, to figure out this mystery, we're going to dive into 6 amazing things our cats can sense. We'll talk about secret light, sounds we can't hear, all sorts of things, and each one will help us understand what's really happening when they seem to be staring at absolutely nothing.
Okay, so let's start with that staring. I'd watch my cat glued to a plain white wall, and I honestly just thought she was spacing out. You know, just taking a little cat nap with her eyes open. But I was so wrong. She wasn't looking at nothing.
This is pretty mind-blowing. Cats can see a type of light that is totally invisible to human eyes. It's called ultraviolet, or UV light. This means that things we see as plain and boring, like a white shirt, might actually be covered in cool patterns for your cat. So that blank wall I thought my cat was staring at, to her, it was probably a fascinating canvas of light and patterns I could never see.
All right, what about this one? Your cat is relaxing, and then suddenly its ears twitch and turn like little radar dishes, pointing at, well, nothing. I always figured it was just a random little muscle spasm, but nope, it's not random at all. They're hearing something.
Just look at the difference here. A cat's hearing range goes so much higher than ours. What this really means is that all those quiet electronics we have plugged in, our phone chargers, our TVs, our laptops, they're all making a constant, high-pitched noise. To us, the room is silent, but to your cat, it's full of buzzes and hums.
So I'll never forget this one time my cat started acting super weird. She was pacing all around, hiding under the furniture, and I had no idea why. Then, about an hour later, a massive thunderstorm hit. I learned pretty quickly that wasn't just a coincidence.
It's not magic, it's physics. Cats are super sensitive to changes in air pressure, which happens before a storm. But even cooler, their little paw pads can feel tiny vibrations in the ground, so small that we would never ever notice them. They literally feel the storm coming before we can even hear the thunder.
This is also how they seem to predict earthquakes. They're not psychic. See, an earthquake sends out a tiny, fast first wave that we can't feel. But your cat's sensitive paws, they feel it. This is why they might start acting strangely seconds or even a minute before we feel the big shaking start.
This one always got me. How does my cat always manage to be sitting right at the door waiting for me the moment I get home? For the longest time, I just thought we had this special connection. But the real answer is actually way more impressive.
Your cat is basically a sound expert. They've built a whole sound profile that is unique to you. They've memorized the specific rumble of your car's engine, and they can tell it apart from all the other cars on the street. They know the sound of your footsteps, the jingle of your keys. They aren't guessing your home. They heard you coming from a block away.
Okay, let's go back to that staring thing, but the really spooky kind. You know when your cat is totally focused and their eyes are tracking something moving across an empty room? I'll admit it, my first thought was ghost. But the truth is, they're watching a show that we're all missing.
A cat's eyes are designed to be incredible motion detectors. So, a tiny piece of dust floating in a sunbeam, or a super small bug flying by, or even just a little change in a shadow. Our brains just ignore all that stuff, but a cat's brain sees every little detail. So, no ghosts, just a very active, invisible world of tiny movements.
And this last one, it's probably the most meaningful to me. I've always been amazed at how my cat just seems to know when I'm feeling sad or stressed out. She'll just come over, uninvited, and curl up with me. I always thought she was just good at reading my mood, but it's even deeper than that.
This is just incredible. When you're upset, your body physically changes. Your heart rate might speed up a little, and the way you breathe can change too. Well, with that superpower hearing, your cat can actually hear those tiny changes happening inside your body. They're not guessing how you feel. They can literally hear it.
I think this says it perfectly. Your body is basically broadcasting your emotions, and your cat is tuned in to the right channel. That comfort they give you isn't random. It's a direct response to the real physical signals your body is sending out, which makes it even more special.
So when you add it all up, they see light we can't see,
hear sounds we miss, and feel things we can't feel, it's pretty obvious our cats are living in a much more vivid and detailed world. That stare into an empty corner is anything but empty. It's really a peek into their secret world, happening all around us.
It kind of changes how you see them, doesn't it? So the next time you catch your cat just sitting there quietly watching, take a moment and wonder, what invisible patterns are they seeing on the wall? What secret sounds are they hearing? And right now, in this moment, what are they sensing about you?